Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel. I'm here to talk about The Flash, episode 215, titled King Shark, which premiered Tuesday, February 23rd, 2016 on the CW. And guys, what an episode for sure, but just a quick reminder, I haven't read any of the comics, so any thoughts, predictions, observations come directly from what I see on the screen. And also, I do apologize if this isn't uploaded immediately after the episode. Not only has the real life gotten in the way, causing my postings to be delayed this week, but for some reason, I'm having trouble uploading them. I mean, when I'm recording this right now, I'm still having trouble uploading my Walking Dead video, which I would post Sunday, and it's now Wednesday right now. So, for some reason, I'm getting problems. So, by the time this is posted, I'm so sorry for the delay, but it's finally up, so I'm happy about that. But at this very moment when I'm recording, nothing's being posted because it won't let me for some reason. So enough said about that. Let's start with 10-minute clock and let's begin. So what is something new that we learned in this episode? The metahuman this time is King Shark. We first saw him for a brief moment in the beginning of the season. I believe it's episode 204. Just when basically the first time we see King Shark, Patty tries to shoot him down, but he's initially knocked out by Dr. Wells from Earth 2, and that was the first time Barry sees the Earth 2 version of Dr. Wells. So that was kind of how they met, and then we find out that King Shark is not only alive, but he was being kept by Argus, and because of Argus, we see the return of Diggle and Lila from Arrow. This episode actually confirms that Lila is the new director of Argus. It was back on Arrow, it was kind of speculated that she would be the new director, but it was actually confirmed in this episode. So Lila's trying to figure out the secrets that Waller had inside Argus, and King Shark was one of them. Before she could do anything about it, he escapes, and he's basically hardwired to go after the Flash, not even realizing that the breaches are closed and there's no way he can return back home. So we see everyone trying to take down King Shark, and then also everyone is still kind of reeling, especially Barry and Cisco. They're reeling from their experiences back on Earth 2. Now, Dr. Wells told them not to tell anyone, any of the others, about their Earth 2 counterparts, so they do that for a while, except now Cisco is freaking out over Caitlin's new cold as ice demeanor because she is now having to grieve over the loss of Jay Garrick, who died by Zoom in the previous episode. So he's kind of worried that this is like the start of how Killer Frost started. So he's kind of worried that she's already heading down that path, even though she doesn't have the metahuman gene. And then there's also Barry, who is struggling with being with Joe and Iris, because on Earth 2, he saw Joe die. He was Iris's husband. There's a wholly different dynamic, and Barry even says that even though it was Earth 2 and he's not from there, they were still his family because they were still the same, essentially the same people to him. It was still Joe. It was still Iris. He still had his own memories and connections to their faces. So seeing them die or seeing their situations he was put with them, it caused him to connect to that when Jay told him not to. So we do see all the Earth 2 stuff come out in the end. And moving on, we see Barry and Wally trying to bond, yet failing miserably over it. So that was a hit and miss type thing. We also see Dr. Wells with his daughter Jessie bonding. We haven't actually seen a scene with them truly interacting with each other, but this episode we actually get them interacting, how their dynamic was. But this time it seems they're making an effort with Dr. Wells actually allowing Jessie to help him figure out scientific problems especially when trying to find King Shark. And it's, on some level, it's weird, and yet it fits them. I don't know. And also, finally, at the very end of the episode, Zoom's identity is revealed, or at least he takes his mask off. So moving on quickly to the most shocking moment of the episode, it's Zoom. Now, apparently, Zoom is Jay Garrick, or he has the same face as Jay Garrick, aka Teddy Sears, who plays Jay Garrick. He's the one who also played Zoom under the mask. So that's leading me to wonder, okay, how is that possible? Because Jay Garrick is from Earth 2, Zoom is from Earth 2. They can't be the same guy unless they were time traveling, but then there's no mention of being time traveled. And then there's also the fact that Earth 1 doppelganger is named Hunter Zolomon, and that's supposed to be connected to Zoom somehow, and it's just at the very end of the episode, Zoom himself said that Jay's death is a complication, so it's like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand. It's so confusing. So it's like, oh my god. But that was completely shocking. I wasn't expecting it because of the fact that Jay Garrick was from Earth 2. I wasn't expecting his face to be under the Zoom's mask, if you get what I mean. So there's that. I'll talk about that later though. So top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be the slight Arrow crossover we got because of Diggle and Lila showing up in Central City to warn Barry about King Shark. And what I really like is the fact that with Diggle in town, he allows for Oliver and Felicity to be brought up through Barry. Apparently Felicity hasn't been returning Barry's calls, and Barry's worried about Felicity after her accident that led her to being paralyzed. And Diggle brings up the fact that now Barry is seeing the world as if he has a weight on his shoulders, and he's telling him not to, otherwise it's going to slow him down. And Diggle actually gives Barry some advice about some survivor's guilt in regards to Jay Garrick and like Zoom and like all that stuff, relating it back to his time in Afghanistan. So I really like how they brought Diggle in. Not only the fact that it was a crossover, but it seemed that he gave very useful words of wisdom to Barry for what he needed to hear, and I really liked that. Okay, next favorite moment. It has to be the moment where Barry confesses to Joe and Iris about what happened on Earth 2. Initially, you can see their excitement about Iris learning that she was a cop, and her reaction to that, and then Joe's shock, or I guess excitement to hearing that he was a lounge singer on Earth 2. So it was really fun and lighthearted at first, but then when Barry got to what truly happened back there, how Joe had died, and how Joe hated Barry, and how to Barry, even though he wasn't from that world, to him it felt like he was losing Joe, and that he was married to Iris, because to him those people have the same faces, they have the same names, they might as well be the same people they mean to him. So it's kind of like it was difficult for Barry not to be attached, and he was still kind of reeling from that fact even now that he was back on Earth 1. It's like he remembered what it looked like for Joe to die, for him to get hurt, for Iris to grieve over her father's death. He remembers it, he experienced it, and the fact that even though they not be a part of his Earth, he still went through it. So it's messing with him. But I really like that he finally confessed about it, and he didn't hold back about it. I really like that, and you definitely see a few tears showing, and that always shows me that like it's a very emotional scene for them. I don't know why I use that as an indicator, but I just do. Next favorite moment for me has to be Dr. Wells and Jesse working together. I believe a few times you actually see him looking to her as if he's impressed. Like, it's like, why? How? I can't believe I didn't think of that before. Or when they're on the same wavelength, when they both teamed up against Cisco with all their massive questions. Cisco's telling Dr. Wells to stop asking, insulting his intelligence and stuff like that. So he stops, but then Jesse picks up right afterwards, and Cisco's like, "Oh, I see what you're doing now." So it's kind of, and they like share like this amused look between each other. I really like it. I'm glad the father-daughter team is back together, and it would be great to see, because Dr. Wells told Barry that Jesse is probably the only person he believes is smarter than him. So it's great to see how these two minds would work together. So I definitely can't wait for that. Sorry for the pause. I recorded on my cell phone and I just got some random call. So yeah. Anyways, Wells and Jesse, like them together. Hope you see more of those afterwards. Next favorite moment has to be Barry's underwater fight scene with King Shark. I thought it was great. I wasn't expecting him to not only run on water to create the funnel effect, or electrifying the water as he said it, and then going underwater so that he can actually throw the lightning attack against the shark, King Shark. So I really like that. The graphics were fantastic, and it definitely shows another level of Barry's skill, and I'm glad that he went on the offensive this time, because for a while he's been on the defensive. So it was great to see him taking action. So I really like that. Okay, top 3 peak moments. I only have one, and again, it's Wally West. Especially in this episode, he's hating on Barry. I don't understand it. As like, I don't get how Wally could get upset with Barry for being Joe's son when it's not like Wally knew he was Joe's son. He like just found out like maybe a few months ago. It's like, why are you hating on Barry for growing up as Joe's son? It's not like they knew Wally existed out there. It shouldn't. It's not like. And then he treated it as if Barry got everything easily. He didn't have to work for it. I didn't like it. I didn't like how. I understand he's jealous, but like, really, do you have a right to be jealous when you're basically the new kid? So like, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but especially when Wally asked for help on his project, and then Barry started making some suggestions, and then Wally just looked at him and was like, really? It's kind of like he expected Barry to not criticize him at all and just say, oh yeah, it's pretty good, and then not get the help. But if you're asking someone for help, then you have to be prepared that they are going to criticize, or it's supposed to be constructive criticism. That's why you went and asked them for help. It's like, don't go asking for help and then just shut down everything they suggested. It's just like, what's the whole point? I don't like Wally. I really don't. And it's like, for a while now, he's like one of my peeves. I do not like him at all. So, moving on. What moment will I remember most about this episode? The fact that Diggle and Lila were in Central City. The fact that Zoom was unmasked. That's like a pretty big one that you can't forget. So, there's that. Random questions. Huge question right now is about Zoom because I am so confused. All I know at this point is that Hunter Zolomon is connected to Zoom. Apparently, Jay Garrick is supposed to be the arch enemy of Zoom. Apparently, in this show, they're both the doppelgangers of each other, and yet Zoom has their face as well. It's just, I don't know. Are they twins? Is one a time traveler? Is one actually from a different Earth itself? It's just so many different options. All this multiple Earth stuff just makes it so much more confusing. I mean, we had an issue with time travel as it is. I was confused about that and trying to figure out which parts messed with the timeline and stuff like that. Now I gotta figure out which people belong to which Earths or which enemies come from which part of Earth and which part of time. It's just, But all I know is that Zoom has the same face as Jay Garrick, and I even heard some theories that Jay Garrick may not even be Jay Garrick, so it might be some imposter, and it's like, if that's the case, who the hell is this guy that we've been getting to know for the first half of the season? It's like, please, if anyone has any answers at all, let me know in the comments below. I'm like so confused right now. It's like, yeah. So there's that. Another question is, how long before Wally learns about Barry's secret identity? I hope he never does, but I know I'm not going to get that wish. I kind of thought it would be revealed when King Shark ripped off the roof of the house and Barry was with Wally during that time. I thought that was when it was going to happen, but I swear Wally better know or better find out about the secret if it's a must. He better find out when he is better, like Joe and Iris and Barry know him better. It can't just be assumed just because he shares blood with them, okay, he's entitled to the secret. No, he has to earn that secret from them. So I hope it's a long time coming if he has to know. Otherwise, I'd hope he doesn't know. But it doesn't look like that anytime soon. Final question. Okay, so we know that Grant Gustin, Barry Allen, is meant to appear in the 18th episode of Supergirl. So does that mean we'll officially see Supergirl on an episode of The Flash? We did see an image of Supergirl in episode 213 when they were traveling from Earth 1 to Earth 2 during that, what do they call it? When they were traveling through with the speed cannon, that brief little tunnel, I'm going to say. I'm just going to call it a tunnel. But during that, we see an image of Supergirl. So I'm assuming that Supergirl is another Earth. And since we know that Barry Allen is going to appear on a Supergirl episode, do you think we'll actually see Supergirl herself on a Flash episode? I hope so, because it would suck if it's just only one half. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you have any news about whether we're actually going to see Supergirl on the Flash show. So I'd love to learn about that. So predictions very quickly, though. It's very short, actually. The next episode, 216, doesn't return until March 22nd. So we got like about a month until we get new episodes of The Flash, which is kind of sad, but kind of expected. We always get that spring, I guess you can say, kind of like the March break type hiatus around the 15th episode, so it makes sense. But yeah, based off the promo, though, I saw, it looks like we're going to get a female version of The Flash. She's covered in red, has a mask, seems like she has brown hair, and for some reason Lisa Snart came to mind. I swear there's like a resemblance there, at least. I don't know if that's just me or if I really can't tell who's behind the mask, but yeah, so it's definitely not Lisa Snart, or it shouldn't be, because she's supposed to be Golden Glider, and she doesn't have metahuman powers. So unless it's gonna be a doppelganger version of her, I don't know, but I can't wait to meet her. And also for a regular prediction, the real identity of Zoom, we're going to get more about that. We only know that he has the same face of the guy we know as Jay Garrick. We don't have any real names to Zoom's alter ego. We don't have any confirmation or denials about whether or not the Jay Garrick we know is actually Jay Garrick. A lot of people were saying that the guy in that, the masked man in that cage was Jay Garrick as well. So there's a whole bunch of theories floating around. I don't know which one to go with. I don't know which one makes more sense to me or not, but we definitely need more information about who Zoom is, and at least get a confirmed name to this maniacal alter ego. So that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? Did it turn your head upside down with confusion or in shock like it did mine? Let me know in the comments below. I love to hear about what you thought about the episode, your own thoughts and theories about Zoom himself. Yeah, if you have any more clarifications or theories, I'd love to hear it. Help clear this confusion from my mind. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Again, I do apologize for the delay in video updates this week. For some reason, A, YouTube's not cooperating. B, real life is piling up on me this week, and C, so many hours in the day, and if I could, I would spend it all talking about TV with you guys. But yeah, also don't forget to check on Tumblr for any news about The Flash. I usually reblog stuff about that, promos, sneak peeks, episode synopses, gifs, quotes, all of that. You can find it on my Tumblr, either the Flash in general or the specific episode. Links for that will be down below, and that's about it. So I guess you guys won't hear me talk about the Flash until a month from now. So hope you guys enjoy that free month. Don't forget to leave comments though if you have any more theories, or if you find something that can help clarify my confusion, please comment down below. But until March 22nd, this is Mel wishing you all a great day, great week, great month, wherever you are. So bye for now.